AJ in Jenkintown. What's up, AJ?
Look, I wish I was there, man. I would have been guilty of that girl that stuck her butt on the court out of protest, because I would have just been like, please play like this for 4 games straight so we can go to the next round. Please take us to the finals. I would be that girl like, please don't let this be a mirage. You know, I mean, as far as the negativity, I understand why. It's just because we know when they get hype, when they're confident, then they can like take their foot off the gas, and then this end up being like a 3-2 or whatever, when it should be really 4-0 series. So that's why I think everyone's getting negative. But I do think they got a definite shot to win this series.
Well, but here's the problem with that. Listen, Toronto, I'll give them respect. They're an NBA team, and they overachieve towards the end of the year. But they're not like an elite Eastern Conference team. So, what?
People go by regular season because they never figured out how to end them in every game. You know what I mean? So we're worried about that one rebound that could be a factor, or that 1-2 series of missed shots that could end up biting them in the butt because they got too confident. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could go.
Yeah, but they don't have a Kawhi to rescue them.
No, they don't have to have a Kawhi though, Mike. You know what their issue was? The Sixers' issue was the opponent. It was them.
Well, I'm just looking at this opponent here. Like 44% are still nervous about the series, and I'm wondering, what do they see in the Raptors that they can summon?
I don't think they're looking at the Raptors. I think they just know this team has a tendency to coast once they, But the only difference is Maxey knows himself more, obviously, as a point guard, and that helps, obviously, because we actually have one. And then the second thing is that Embiid has been pretty much consistent up until after his COVID, absence. And to me, the mentality starts with him. He is the tower. So when he's engaged and clocked in, everybody else has no excuse. And to hear him saying in that presser that they were talking crap at each other, especially at Tobias, which I think is good, because Tobias is not as timid anymore, as you've noticed.
Yeah.
So I think that they're trying to get at him, which is good, because the only problem with him was, I noticed what changed with Tobias playing, which made me excited, was that he was not complaining too much about fouls. He actually laughed one off, which I was like, ooh, something has changed. Something has evolved. The light-skinned man is not sensitive as much as he was. And I think he is handsome as all know what. Tobias has always been a good-looking, upstanding brother, but he just had a soft side that got on my nerves that held him back in the last playoffs. So this playoffs, I'm not worried about him. I'm just worried about either Doc subbing in at the wrong damn time or some crap. Like, I'm more worried about his stupidity, being an old-school guy, as opposed to worried about the actual players this time. I mean, I'm not a fan of Danny Green, but his defense has stepped up. I don't expect him to make a corner three all the time. I'm more happy when they put in Niang for a few times just to hit that three and then sit him down again, because, he really has no purpose on defense.
Don't overplay Niang. I got it.
No. I just like when he comes in, because they...
Yeah, I hear you. I got the same limitations.
You're revealing secrets there, AJ, about why he might be so sensitive. You slid that in there when I caught it.
Yeah.
I caught it. Tell us stories.
Either way, I'm not unrealistic to not think that they're going to have, challenges after this round. But we also know that every time we get comfortable, it's just our paranoia from past defeats. But I'm at this point where I feel like they have pretty much ironed out a lot of their isms that they had even when Ben was here last year. Yeah. So I'm more confident in this run as I've gone along. Because at first I was totally negative. I was like, they ain't going to get out the first round. But now I'm like, I don't know, because now Harden's starting to know where he fits in, even if he's not as quick. I think obviously that crazy pass to Maxey, which was all over SportsCenter, was the biggest obvious boost that we needed, because all he needs to do is clock in at those moments. The key little moments are really what's important about this team. You have to realize it's a mental game. A lot of people realize, that's really what annoyed us about this team, is that their mental wasn't on top. When you get the mental in, it's just a matter of whether opponent decides to fold or not. They play against themselves. So at the end of the day, we should only be worried about the team, not the opponent.
Look at you, just laying it out.
I am. What's that book called? The Art of... I should write that book.
What? The Art of War?
The Art of War, yes. Yeah. I should have my AJ version.
Yeah, so, are you, pro Tobias? As far, did he replace Mike Scott in your world?
Oh, no, don't get crazy.
All right.
Tobias is the one I would love to marry, but Mike would be the dude that I'd be fiending, because I have no taste.
All right, AJ, you take care of yourself.
Bye.
All right, there you go. Where's Mike Scott these days? I think he's doing.
He's all out of the league.
He's out of the league?
Yeah.